have two pairs of linen shorts that I want to make over for this video. This pair of linen shorts, then I have this pair of linen shorts, but those are my two linen shorts and I want to get those done hopefully this weekend. This pair of linen shorts, they were just a little short for my taste, and then I realized that the fabric is quite scarred from the original hem. I also accidentally bit into the fabric right here, so it is a bit damaged, as well as being scarred, as well as there being a few little stains right along those scar lines. And I wore them a few times and I ironed them several times and I picked at the scarring a few times and nothing seems to be helping. So I'm thinking I can maybe give them a bit of a refresh. So when I was at the dollar store, I found some really pretty 100% cotton lace. And I thought that it would make a beautiful little window situation. So my idea is to cut it along those scar lines and add lace and then put the lace in there. Hopefully it'll make more sense as the video goes along. Then I have this pair of linen, Then I have this pair of linen shorts. When I bought these, the hem was already falling out in a few places, so I just helped it along. So as you can see, it's just a serged hem right now. It used to be tucked on up in there and then just stitched into place. For these ones, my idea was to create a bit of a bloomer moment, but also mixed with like a skirt kind of a deal. And for that, I have the remains of what used to be a tiered cotton skirt from Walmart. So top tier, bottom tier. And I'm thinking I'm going to take this apart and attach it at the waist and also around the hem so that we get a bit of a skirt situation. I have no idea how that's going to work out or how it's going to look, but those are my two linen shorts and I want to get those done hopefully this weekend. With that laid out, let's get to work.
In this video, the bulk of my problems are not going to be with the project itself, but more so with the technology. Starting here. Please enjoy this short interruption.
Get ready with me to go on the crusades! Backless armor is so trendy this season. I know that there are a lot of haters out there that are like, ooh, if your armor is backless, like what's gonna happen if somebody comes at you from behind? And I'm just like, okay, if your honor guard doesn't have your back, what are you even doing in Antioch, you know? Anyways, here she is, and she laces up in the back so you can get super snatched. Look at that. Isn't she gorgeous? I hope this is a good angle. I broke my viewing screen when my camera fell earlier, so that's great. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. Hopefully I can get it repaired, but I don't know. On to better news. This is working out quite nicely. I need to add another layer of lace to this section, and then they'll pretty much be done. So let's do it.
Yeah, it was the evening and I was not yet ready to deal with the broken viewfinder issue. It was just hanging on by the wires at this point, so I just kind of taped it in place and hoped that I'd be able to get it repaired later, but I wasn't going to figure that out just yet. Anyways, the process for getting this lace attached was pretty simple. I first went through and zigzagged over that raw edge of the pink fabric. I then went around and just stitched on that lace element all the way around. I had a little extra of the lace just in case, And so I was able to, after I knew that it fit all the way around, go ahead and stitch that closed and cut off the excess. After getting the lace applied, I went back over and did a top stitch right against the edge of where that lace connects. So yeah, basically the pink shorts was a very straightforward, pretty quick process. I think I got it all done in one evening. Of course, right now I am trying to recall something that happened months and months ago. But based on this footage, I'm pretty sure that's how it went down. And since I've already given away that this is old footage, I can let you know that I've enjoyed wearing the shorts. Anyways, I think it's about time for another silly skit break.
So many Noble Knights have this just really tacky heraldry, like hello, bright green, bright blue, and don't even get me started with Sir McDonough and his yellow and red color palette. I mean, gauche. Which is why when I decided to rebrand my house, I decided to go with this gorgeous parchment color and this deep flax. I know it doesn't look that pricey, but trust me, the deep flax is really expensive. They have to dye it with peasant sweat, and so basically you're taking peasants out of the fields and putting them in a sauna for 3 days to dye the fabric. So yeah, it's a bit pricey, but it's so worth it. I mean, look at this.
I'm continuing to work on shorts today. Yesterday, I finished up these salmon shorts, and I am quite happy with how this lace turned out. So I'm excited to get started on the blue shorts. I am feeling much more uncertain about how I'm going to like the outcome of this. So I might be inclined to use a wider stitch because it's generally easier to unpick a wider stitch from my sewing machine. In any case, I want to see how it turns out. So let's get to it.
Here we have the skirt in its deconstructed form with the waistband, the bulk of it, and then the ruffle portion at the bottom. There's also this lining, but we won't be needing that right now. Okay, so focusing in on the shell of the skirt, we are going to need to combine that with these pants. I'm going to attach this top portion to the waistband, but first I need to unpick those belt loops. Luckily, my seam ripper decided to show up for work this day, which made it pretty quick. First, we take care of the two in the front and then flip it over and take care of the belt loops in the back. I'm only doing the bottom part of the belt loops because I want to keep some of the blue fabric showing at the top of these shorts. Also, as you can see with the shorts sitting on top of the skirt, it is a bit longer than I'm going to want it to be. So I needed to figure out how much I needed to cut out, which I did. I marked it off with chalk and then I cut off the edge of it. Anyways, who's up for another silly skit break?
Okay guys, get ready for another battle update. This one is going to be a bit of a serious one, and as you can see, I'm sitting down because I was wounded in battle. Oh man. Like, it is no joke out there, guys. It's a real battle, see? Like, I nearly lost an eye. And now that it's like scarring up, I'm like, what's gonna happen? Like, who's gonna want my horribly disfigured face, you know? And I'm just like, you know what? I just need to own it, you know? And I think that that's a really good philosophy. Like, sometimes you get a scar on your face, okay? And it's not the end of the world. Like, yes, I'm gonna live with this disfigurement for the rest of my life, but it's like a testament of like what I've been through out here, you know? Like, it's pretty deep, okay guys? And I am changing so much on this crusade. Like, I'm literally becoming a different person. So yeah, now I get compliments all the time from my men, just like, oh my goodness, like you look so rugged, your scar is popping today. And I'm just like, that's the power of confidence, you know?
And we're back. What I'm doing here is gathering up the top of that first skirt piece so that it can be attached to the top of the shorts. I wanted to make sure that it matched up in size with the front and also with the back, even with the elastic back there, so that we don't compromise that element. Another little challenge with these shorts was the fact that I wanted to keep the front clasp functional, so I needed to figure out how to make it so that it would cover up the zipper but would still be able to undo in the front. So I lined it up, folded it in, added some pins to keep it in place, and basically just got it ready to stitch it down with my sewing machine. But it took some fussing with because I also wanted to make sure that it would cover up all of the blue when it was done. Next, I wanted to add that ruffle to the bottom edge of each of the pant legs. So I took the ruffle from the skirt and marked off about halfway in between so that I could cut it into two pieces and then use one piece on one leg and one piece on the other. And when I cut it, I had already hemmed it, so I wouldn't need to worry about doing that later. All I would need to worry about is the raw edge of the top of the ruffle. I ended up deciding to do something like a French seam for these so that it would cover up that edge of the ruffle. Basically, I ended up making it so that the raw edge of the ruffle was completely sandwiched in between that blue linen. And then after I got all of the ruffle on, I realized that the top white portion of the skirt was just a little funky looking. I don't know. I decided I needed another extra little ruffle, so I did end up using a bit of that plain white lining fabric that you saw earlier and just made a little ruffle to add to the edge of that top tier. And with that, we'll just take one more little skit break before the reveal.
So a lot of you in the comments have been accusing me of emphasizing my scar with makeup, and I'm just gonna tell you, this is 100% real, okay guys? So stop it in the comments. But ever since I got back from the Crusades, I've been really worried that the maidens won't wanna look at me twice because of my horrible disfigurement. But like, honestly, the maidens are maidening, if you know what I mean. Like, they're really into it. And again, I think that it just comes from that confidence that you get when you've been in a wartime situation and you've pulled through it with all of your might and all of your men, and your honor guard just like has been having your back this whole time. There's something just really empowering about that, you know?
And we've come to the end of the video. Normally, voiceover me isn't taking care of this portion of the video, but my microphone was being awful. So first of all, thank you for making it this far. We are going to talk about the things that went wrong. For example, this place where I didn't quite get it stitched down onto the zipper, but the fabric just kind of lays flat there, so I haven't even fixed it. We're just not worried about that. Having worn it a few times, I kind of wish that I had done something to make there be less fabric in the ruffle right between my legs. It's a lot of fabric. And I don't know that it would look any worse if the ruffle didn't continue all the way through that way. But overall, this little skirt thing turned out really stinking cute, and I have really enjoyed wearing it. It's kind of fun having pockets and also secret pockets. That's a nice little anti-theft device. Now for the pink shorts, they turned out great. The lace adds the length that I like. One teensy little problem with them is that they are a little bit see-through-y, but that's got nothing to do with what we did in this video. So overall, we're calling this a win-win. Thank you again for watching to the end of this video. If you liked anything about that video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to do more to support my channel, you can comment on this video. If you're not sure what to comment, just add a little sun emoji because we want some sun on our legs. And if you would like to see more of what I do, go ahead and subscribe. Oh, and I did get my camera fixed. There's a repair place somewhere near me, and they fixed my viewfinder. Anyways, if you're still here, here's a little treat. The last little skit.
You guys, I am so annoyed right now. So Sir McDonough just got back from the Crusades, and he got back like a little bit later than me because I had to go home just a little earlier. I'm not gonna get into that right now. Anyways, so he just got back and he fought like another 1 or 2 battles than me. And he comes back, right? And he's like, oh my God, I also was wounded. Can you believe that? Like, he always does this to me, like always. It's always, and like, not only that, but he's like trying to one-up me because he just totally lost his pinky finger. And I'm like, oh, it's such a big deal, like your pinky finger. And people are like, oh my goodness, you're gonna be like unable to work and stuff. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? A finger? Like, I nearly lost an eye. And everybody's going crazy about Sir McDonough losing his finger. Like, he's just so tacky. He always does this. And I swear he's doing it just to annoy me. Anyways, like, he's such a clout chaser. He's making such a big deal out of this. He's getting all new gloves made with only 4 fingers on that one hand. I mean, like, did you really need to do that? Like, you could have just put a little wood dowel in your gloves. He's such a clout chaser. Anyway, thanks for listening to me rant.